Hey, this is Ben with King Machinery. We know the mowing season is coming to an end, but we know that a lot of people take this time and end of the year, to start researching for a mower next year. And some people also think, that this time of the year, end of the season, is time to get your best deals. And that's not always the case, but this year at King Machinery, we do have some end of the year sales events going on. And so we'd love for you to stop in and talk to us about that. But the main point of this video is we want to kind of go over the differences between the different mowers. So you basically have a traditional, what you would call a ride-on mower, and then you have the zero turn and you got a stand-on. And a lot of people ask, what's the advantage to one over the other? So we want to take a minute with this video and kind of go and show you kind of some of the differences between those mowers and what might work best for your needs. So to start, we're here with what you would call a traditional riding mower. This one happens to be a Troy-built brand. And so this mower for years was pretty much, the only thing out there, and what probably your grandpa had and everything else. But over the years, things have changed. Advantages have been put into the mowers with the zero turns and everything. But this one works great if you're wanting to pull a trailer or anything. You've got a hitch behind it. It's easy to maneuver and work with a trailer behind it. Cut quality. Depending on the exact model and everything, your cut quality. Some people feel like it's better with this. Again, more of a traditional style. Just about everybody has driven one of these at one point in time or another, so not a whole lot to learn. Step over here to the zero turns. This is a Spartan, as you see here, the RZ-HD, one of our popular models. But some of the advantages to the zero turn, you've got a little better visibility to the edge of your deck typically, because your deck's a little more out in front of you when you're sitting here, so you can see to each corner. So whenever you're getting up close to something, you can easily see the corner of the deck. So zero turn does exactly what it says. You can literally make it turn on a dime, one forward, one back. It'll sit there and spin in a straight circle. But that also helps it as far as being very maneuverable. So it can get a tighter turn radius around a tree. So you've got a 6-inch tree and maybe a little bit of mulch around it. You can literally hold that circle and go around it on a zero turn, where the traditional riding mower has a set, limit as to how tight that turn will be. And so that's the downside again to the regular riding mower versus the zero turns. A lot of advancements now in the zero turns. Originally, they were not thought of as being very good for hills. And again, still certain models, certain sizes don't perform that well on hills. But what we see with most all of the Spartans is that they do exceptionally well on hills and actually do better than your regular riding mowers do. So again, kind of an advantage there over the others. You can still typically get a hitch on most all of the zero turn mowers and be able to pull a trailer, but some people, struggle with that because of how tight the turning radius and everything is and how quick the mower will respond. Some people struggle with backing, especially a trailer with a zero turn. You can turn it too tight and catch the tongue if you're pulling a trailer behind a zero turn. So again, just some things to think about. Over here next, we're going to the stand-on mower. So a little bit newer. A lot of people haven't really seen these or been around these as much as the others, but the stand-on is becoming very popular, especially with your commercial guys, but we're seeing more and more homeowners looking to get them also. So what's the advantages here? So obviously you can see it's easy on, easy off. You're not strapped into a seat. You don't have handles in front of you to keep you, from being able to get on and off. So you're mowing along, you got it out of park, you're mowing along, you come up, you got something on the ground, piece of trash. You put the park brake on real quick, you jump off, grab it, normally have a bag, stick it in your bag, put it back on, park brake off, you're ready to roll again. The other thing is they all pretty much have some kind of suspension on the platform, so you get a lot of help there as far as shocks and all, but your legs are naturally built to be shock absorbers. And so on a zero turn, you're standing here and all of the shock is going into your legs and they're absorbing it. Whereas on a regular riding mower or a zero turn, you're sitting down, and so all of the shock goes right there into your lower back. And so these are actually typically better for someone with back troubles. Obviously, if you've got weaker legs combined with back troubles, then you might want to, reconsider that. But a lot of your commercial guys love these. Again, easy on, easy off. In a real bad situation, if you're on a hill and it does happen to take off on you and you're going into a pond or something, on this, you jump off. You can easily replace a mower. You can't replace a man. So that's another advantage. The other thing is they're shorter. So typically, again, commercial application, you can get an extra mower on the trailer. So you can, instead of having 2 guys, you can have 3. Instead of having 3, you can have 4 and knock out those bigger commercial properties. You've got a lot of the advantages on these that you have to the zero turn mowers. Again, they operate the same way, the steering, forward, reverse, turning, very tight radius. This particular one happens to be a 34-inch. There's a lot of brands out there that have started offering like a 34, 32-inch. This will fit through a regular 36-inch wide gate. So a lot of your small subdivisions and everything where you've had to use a push mower, you can actually get this, have a stand-on powered mower, and be able to get in and knock it out. Again, commercial guys love it. Instead of having to have a push mower on the trailer, they've got this. They can go in backyards and knock it out. It just opens up opportunities. You can go up in deck sizes. We've got another Hustler Surfer here with the 48-inch deck, and then they go all the way up into like 61-inch decks typically on these stand-ons. And that market continues to grow. Hustler actually does have a 72-inch stand-on mower. But this segment is fastly growing, again, for some of the different reasons that I said, as far as the easy on, easy off, easier on your back typically. Even as a homeowner, it's less room to store in your building, in your garage or whatever. It takes up less room than a zero turn or a riding mower. So this, like I say, we're seeing more and more people asking about these and leaning into these. So some questions to ask yourself is, how fast do I want to mow? Do I need the mower to do other tasks other than just mowing? Do I need to be able to fit through a gate? Do I have tight spots? How big is my property? A lot of people, we get that question, on Facebook or internet, I want a 54-inch mower. Well, there's unlimited options for a 54-inch mower, and it changes. You can get an introductory, mower for around $4,000, with the 54-inch deck, and it's got small pumps. It's geared towards an acre yard. You can go up into commercial style mowers, obviously bigger pumps designed to work day in and day out, 8-hour days, 10-hour days, whatever it might be for that commercial guy. And like I say, the components change, and so the pricing obviously changes. So that's something else to consider, not just your deck size, but your pump, your engine, and everything else, and make sure it's fitting and matching your property. So one more thing that we often say is buy once, cry once. If you're able to, obviously budget's always a thing, and we will be glad to help walk you through your budget and everything. But if you have a bigger property, it is always better to buy the bigger mower that's going to last you longer. It's got stronger pumps, it's got bigger deck, and it's going to hold up to your property. It's nothing to say that you can't buy the cheapest mower and mow that property with it. It's just not going to hold up. You may get a year, you may get 2 years, you may get lucky and get 3 or 4 years. If you buy the better mower, you're going to buy it once, you're going to have it, and it's going to be there for you for 10, 15, 20 years. Heck, you may even pass it on to your kid, So that's the thing to consider. Yes, that initial price and sticker may hurt on the bigger mower, but it's well worth it for the long term. So in closing, again, you typically have 3 types of mowers. You've got the regular ride-on mower, you've got the zero turn, and then you've got the newer stand-on version. The only one we didn't really talk about is they do make a walk behind mower, and again, those are kind of dying out with the stand-ons that are coming on. But like I say, there's different options out there. We're always here ready to help answer any questions that you might have. We hope this video helps you as far as making a choice. But again, for any extra information that you want, give us a call, stop by and see us. We love to help you work the land that you love.